Nationalism versus patriotism. What's the difference? Well, hear me out. The concept of patriotism dates back centuries and has evolved over time. It was referred to a love for one's homeland, often manifesting in loyalty to the community, culture, and traditions of a particular place. In ancient times, patriotism was closely tied to city-states or tribes, where individuals felt a strong allegiance to their local community. In the 18th and 19th centuries, patriotism became a powerful force during revolutions and wars of independence, such as the American Revolution and the French Revolution. It was often associated with ideals of liberty, equality, and self-determination, motivating people to fight for their nation's sovereignty and rights. In the 20th century, patriotism continued to evolve alongside global conflicts like World War I and World War II, where it often took on more militaristic and ideological dimensions. Government used patriotism to mobilize support for war efforts and to foster national unity in time of crisis. Today, patriotism is still a complex and contested concept, with interpretations varying widely across different cultures and political contexts. It can evoke feelings of pride, duty, and solidarity with one's country, but it can also be critic for potentially excluding or marginalizing those who don't fit traditional national narratives. On the other hand, nationalism is the belief in and support for the interest, culture, and identity of one's nation, often emphasizing self-governance and the unity of people with common language, culture, or history. It can manifest in efforts to promote national independence, unity, or superiority. The medieval roots of nationalism can be traced back to the sense of identity and loyalty that people had towards their local rulers, feudal lords, or regions, rather than a unified nation-state. While medieval nationalism was not fully developed, the period saw the beginnings of national identity as people started to move beyond regional loyalties, setting the stage for the more unified and ideological nationalism. In the 14th to the 17th centuries, nationalism was still in its early stages, but key events like the Hundred Years' War, the Reformation, and the rise of centralized monarchies helped foster a growing sense of national identity, paving the way for the more ideological nationalism that would dominate in the later centuries. The 18th century was a pivotal period for the development of nationalism, marked by significant political, social, and intellectual transformations that laid the groundwork for modern nation-states. The American Revolution was one of the first significant expressions of nationalism. Colonists sought independence from British rule, motivated by a desire for self-determination and a belief in individual rights. 20th century was marked by the rise and evolution of nationalism as a significant political and cultural force, often connected with issues of self-determination, identity, and conflict like fascism in Italy and Nazism in Germany. During this period, anti-colonial nationalism led to independence movements in Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. In the modern world, nationalism remains a powerful force driving political movements, shaping foreign policies, and influencing national identities. While it can foster unity and pride, modern nationalism can also lead to division, exclusion, and conflict. The interplay between nationalism and globalization will continue to define international relations and domestic politics as nations navigate their place in an increasingly interconnected world. In summary, patriotism is a love and pride for one's country, focused on supporting its values and working for its betterment without diminishing other nations. On the other hand, nationalism is a strong loyalty to one's country, often placing it above others, sometimes to the point of excluding or opposing other nations. Now that we know the meaning of nationalism and patriotism, what's more important, nationalism or patriotism? Well, for me, both shape our identity and connection to our country. Remember, it's how we act on that flag that truly defines its impact on our country. Thank you.